Fear Factor House of Fear has come out with a bang. You know, I'm not usually one for reality show type of things, but for House of Fear, man, the challenges, the drama, Johnny Knoxville laughing at the contestants, man, it's really been a lot of fun getting through this. And with only one episode left of this season, I think it's come to some slim pickings when it comes to who I want to win the finals this week. But before we get into that and talk about, who we want to win, who we don't want to win, I want to kind of recap just a little bit and tell you how I was feeling throughout the show, getting through these 9 episodes so far. Okay, so early on, right, it was kind of hard to pick who I wanted to be my top pick because you're still getting to know folks. You're getting to see how people move, how they talk, what they're like. But, Rodney, Damian, and Blake were all people that I wanted to pay a little bit more attention to. Rodney, because I dug his strategy. He wasn't trying to reveal too much about himself. He was trying to do some detective work, eavesdropping on some people in their conversations. And I mean, he was the only Boricua in the house, man. I was rooting for mi gente, bro. What you want from me? But I also like Damian because she had this kind of realistic reaction factor about her. She was always saying the stuff that you were probably thinking while watching it. I thought she was really funny and you could see that she was genuinely scared, but it was really dope to see her pull through and get through it. Blake was one that I was curious about because he was a Fear Factor super fan, an OG super fan. And as someone who also loved that OG show, I was really curious to see how much of an advantage that he might have over everybody else. I was expecting him to go some ways, When it comes to the show itself though, man, there are things that really just up the ante for the show as a whole. And I want to talk to you about some of those too. Something about this show that I've been impressed with so far is the challenges themselves. Because from the first challenge, the Sealed Fate challenge, where you had to be in this tight ass Ziploc bag with a teammate, all the way to the unhappy hour eating and drinking challenge that was nasty as all hell, all the way to the pain auction episode, which is honestly probably my favorite episode of this season. Every challenge that they were doing felt like it was raising the bar, and not just from that original show either, but within House of Fear itself. Each episode got more physical, it was more disgusting and painful and anxiety driven than the next one. Not to mention that we have 14 people living in the same house with new rules, regular challenges versus end games, winners getting to pick who goes into the end game, the first look room that kind of gives winners that glimpse of what the end game is so that they can use it to their advantage. Really good use of AI, by the way, but everything just felt bigger and more intense and a lot of fun for us, the viewers. And I mean, look, for 200K, the stakes are pretty high here. Some of my all-time favorite moments though throughout this show are when Johnny Knoxville starts yapping and laughing at the contestants. That shit is so funny, dude.
Ethan, you gotta hold it down. Well, Ethan, you got to hold it down.
I said this when the show was first announced that I think that they picked the absolute perfect host that they could have picked for this show, because nobody is crazier. And he really is the ultimate example of, I wouldn't ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do. He just 100% added to the funny element of the show and made the show feel full and entertaining. I was cracking up every time he was making fun of the contestants for not doing something or for doing something or just adding a little bit of insult to injury. Dude, man, he had me cracking up.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow, that one really took a little much to get through.
And dude, that pain auction episode, when he went to go and lick the damn buzz zapper with Lance, y'all saw that he licked that whole damn thing, right? Johnny Knoxville, bro, is a real nutcase, bro, and I love it. Perfect addition to the show. The most surprising moment so far though, I still think that happened, was really early on, and it has to do with Zach. And you could probably guess it because look, I could not stand that dude, man. Bro was just antagonistic, really gave off piece of shit mentality, but bro played a pretty good strategy. He knew how to mess with the mind and get you to count him out, and then came out on top at the very last second when you were not expecting it. He got me, and that really showed in episode 2 when they did the unhappy hour challenge, and he played that role, man, of I'm not gonna make it, I'm gonna throw up. He packing his bags, ready to go home. He did that so well. And like I said, man, I thought he was going home. I thought that was the end of it. Goodbye. No, he downed that nasty ass vomit drink like it was a cold beer on his recliner chair in his trailer. And everybody went silent. Dude really played everybody. But that's why I was so satisfied though when he finally took his ass home. But you gotta respect the gameplay, man. As the episodes have progressed, things have gotten pretty intense. Ethan and Dita slowly became a favorite of mine just because of their camaraderie and their team strategy and their sportsmanship. Lance actually became a pick of mine too, because he got to a point where he was just telling it how it is, man. He didn't hide any of his emotions or his motive or what he was thinking. So he kind of worked his way up my list for me. I was hella sad when Damien got sent home, because she was just half a second too slow. And the fact that she was facing off Zach, man, I was rooting for her. Everybody was rooting for her. And I was really hoping that she would have been the one to send Zach home. It was just a really sad part of the episode, man. Johnny Knoxville getting all emotional. It was a crazy moment, man. But in all honesty, if I had to say, I'm really glad that she didn't have to go through that pain auction. I'm not saying she wouldn't have did it, but I knew, you know, how scared she was of a lot of stuff before. I'm just glad we didn't have to see her go through that, you know? Getting into our most recent episode though, episode 9, the one right before the finale, it definitely was an intense episode, mainly because of who is left. And at this point, Dita was my top pick. Lance by now had started to get on my nerves, really because he was getting too emotional with a lot of his decisions and his rivals. Rob and Jaylene, they've been annoying me from the jump. I'm not even gonna lie to you, with their little love drama going on. And of course, there's gonna be that dynamic in any kind of reality show. It had to be somewhere. But as time went on, it just got really annoying, dude. So not on my list at all. Chelsea's cool, and really, when she needs to soldier up, she does, but she's aligned with the wrong people, I think, and just really wasn't a contestant that I connected with throughout this show. The fact that she opted out of giving somebody that damn pie, bro, you should have took that. Man, though, with this last episode, did they play on the twins, bro? Ethan and Dita, I knew it was gonna come down to them versus each other, and it was a smart play. Both of them in the finale would almost ensure that anybody else who was with them was probably going to lose. But even that sportsmanship of Dita after losing to Ethan, I thought it was dope, man. They were really rooting for each other, rooting for themselves harder, but they were rooting for each other, man. And I thought that was dope. I just hope that Dita is good after that damn cricket got stuck in his ear, man. That, no thank you. That looked like it hurt. Going into the finale though, I'm rooting for Ethan. With Dita and Lance gone, Ethan now is kind of the remnant of the old regime that I was rooting for. So, I mean, he's my pick, especially with the little trailer that they gave us for the finale episode. There's gonna be some athleticism there. I think he got it. I don't like Rob and Jaylene. Chelsea, I mean, I won't be mad if she wins. She's just not my pick. That's all. But the next episode is, I mean, it is looking to be intense with a little bit of a tribute to the OG Fear Factor too, with that diesel truck jump that they showed in that trailer. But I do wonder though, if it's going to be another 2 challenges or 2 games to finish out, or if they have some kind of, like, I don't know, relay challenge going on, maybe multiple games. I think that might be kind of sick. But I'm rooting for Ethan. I'm having fun with this show, and I really can't wait to see if and when we get a season 2, because I'm gonna cover it next season. If they do it, it's gonna be an episode by episode coverage on the channel, and I might even do some watch parties on Twitch. I think that could actually be hella fun and very engaging, and it'd be fun to talk about it with you guys too as the show is going on, instead of at the end of the season like how we're doing. So if that's something that interests you, my Twitch will be linked in the description. You can go check that out. But that's really it for me when it comes to House of Fear and how this has been going on. Let me know who you are going for in the finale. I'm curious. I want your votes, and we'll see who's able to pull through. Also, let me know too, would you be able to complete some of the challenges that have been in this show so far? If so, which were the ones that you saw and were like, I could do that one? I'm curious, because for me, I'd like to think that I could do most of them. I think the eating and drinking stuff might be kind of hard depending on what I got, man. The pie challenge, that might have been the one to take me out. I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit was nasty. Let me know what you got though. I'm curious to find out. But I appreciate you for clicking this video, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so that you are able to follow along through all the future content. But y'all make sure that you stay geeked, man. I'm out of here. And be smooth.